Okay, so welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us, and thank you for all the work you did during those 3 weeks. It was really nice for me to see all the work and your implication in this training. So today, of course, I would like to have your opinion. I would like to share that we can share all together what you liked, you didn't like, what you learned, and of course your comments on this 3 weeks training. For that, we are going to start with another GENIALLY presentation. So I would like you to use the QR code that you have on the screen. You can also go to GENIALLY and to use the code, and you will see that you will be added to this window, and we will start the presentation like that. So I will show you the screen, and then joining, it means that you can then participate to the different questions and activities that I have prepared. So you can either use your mobile phone or you can use your laptop, going to the link that you have in here when you copy the link, and you can open a new tab to do that. So I will also wait for you to log in before I start the presentation. And so you will also see that on the Google Classroom PRODIGE, you have the same link, which will not be hosted by me, but it's in where you can go back to see all the take-ins in this final session. So you'll have both possibilities. Okay, I will start then, and let me know if you want me to go back, if there's some trouble logging in. Okay, so this final session will be about sharing your reflection to evaluate the meeting, and also to learn about the main takeaways of this training. So for the first, I will divide this presentation into 3 different steps. The first one will be a critical reflection on the training. The second one will be how to apply the acquired knowledge in your professional practices. And the last one will be the shared takeaways. So to start with the first one, I would like you to take a step back and to tell me what you think we should keep, improve, add or remove if we had this training to be held again. And for that, I will propose you to go on a Padlet that you all know, I guess, after those 3 weeks of training, and to complete this Padlet about those 4 topics. Oh, I can see that some of you have already wrote some comments on that. So the first one would be, what should we keep? Then what should we improve? What should we add? And what should we remove? So feel free to add your comments on those 4 topics. Okay, so I can see some of the comments at the moment. Maybe you can also read them and to see if we can see some common features about the different improvements that we could make to this training. Okay, I can see that you most would like GENIALLY, which is really intuitive. And I also really like this device because it clearly opens a lot of possibilities. About improvement, I can see that it's very time-consuming to work with all those tools. Yes, I agree, and it's something that I ask myself, is that the time that it should take you to do all those activities and to master the tools. And of course, it is time consuming, something that we do know as teachers in general. And to answer your question, Levan, professors do use those tools in Belgium, but maybe not all of them at the same time. It's the way I did in this training. Maybe it was a bit too much for one training. Yes, I can see that. Irakli, you also agree that it is time consuming? Okay, so about the improvement, I can see that everybody kind of agree about this time implication. Yes, generally in Padlet seems that have that you have liked using them. And so something that we could add, more instructions and more time for training. So yes, that goes with the same same remarks on improving. Okay, a reference guide about why, how, and what for each tools. That could be, yes, interesting to have a summary, a clear table summary with everything that was used and what is it for. About the premium version of the presentation, yes, of course, that's something that needs to be paid for. We at HENALLUX, we tried not to have any paid version or improved version of the tools to make sure that everybody could do the same as we do. The only thing that we decided is to have the premium version for generally, because we really use it at the institution. And so it's the only one that we have decided to go for the premium version of all those tools. But of course, it's like for all the tools, if you want to have a better version of it, you will have to pay for it. But we tried to keep it as minimum contribution, paid contribution. So about what should we remove? So maybe a little less tools, platforms in general. Generally, Moodle and Google Classroom were the three main ones. I believe Classroom or Moodle could be the main one, and the rest can be integrated just to ensure there is one main place for accessing everything and getting the most important information. Yes, that's in order to make everything clearer and simpler to use. So for the this last part, what should we remove? I can see that like when you have too many tools, it makes it complicated, and maybe it's simpler to stick to one or two main tools. I'm happy to see that you share my enthusiasm about Genially and Padlet, because those were the two ones that I really think it's easy to use and not that much time consuming as the others, and clearly interesting. So thank you very much. Those comments will be kept on this Padlet, and you will have access to it and to those comments if you want to reflect on that later on. And so I guess that's maybe if everybody has been able to contribute, I can see that someone is still writing, and then we will go to the next part. If anyone would like to comment that one, that first.
I think it's interesting to see that Haute for someone is targeted for secondary school, because maybe it's like a game, and maybe in some circumstances it's not serious enough. I don't know.
Yes, actually the Haute I created and I showed you as a case study was, yes, originally designed for secondary students, but in my experience, I have also used this Haute in higher education classes. But in this case, I asked students to create the Haute themselves, and so you have another implication in there, because they have to do some research about the question, and then they have to create the question themselves. And so that could be a way to use Haute, but also to learn in different kind of skills that you need to create them. But yes, of course, it really depends on the kind of audience you have in order to choose the appropriate tools for you. Okay, great. We are going to go to the next activity then. So, this one I would like to have your thought on how do you think you can apply those knowledge in your professional practices by answering 3 questions. For this, we are going to use Mentimeter, and you also have the QR code, the link, or the code that is shown in here, the access code. You can use one of the 3 methods to go there, and I'm going to show you. Yes, and Jean-Baptiste is giving you the link. Thank you very much. There you go. Okay, so that was the first question. So one thing you learned and that you will use right away would be the first one, Padlet, because it's a versatile tool. Yeah, that is useful for knowledge retention. Genially, yes, and technology. We'll better use Moodle for classes and try to integrate more digital solutions during classes. Yes. Genially and H5P. Okay, using Genially as a game. Developing presentation in Genially. Okay. About the Moodle use for classes, I guess you have noticed working on this scheduling on Moodle, that Moodle can host so many different platforms, and you can also actually use Moodle for your actual class, and then insert all those different tools into Genially, into Moodle, sorry, and also Moodle gives you the possibilities to use H5P directly for free, which is really useful because in another case you will have to pay for an access to those all H5P tools. Okay. So yes, I can see Genially seems to be the choice, the first choice for most of you, and I do agree. Okay, let's go forward with the next question then. So what one change I want to make in my teaching or training practices? Because I know that as educators, we are all changing our training practices like in a daily basis. Find the balance of not having that much tools, yes. I can imagine, yes. More interactions. Interactions are, yes, really important when we're talking about the digital education or distance education, of course. Less method of activities. Yes, application of gamification in learning. Yeah, that was one of the video in the first pathway, the importance of gamification in teaching, even with adults teaching. It generates implication, accepting homework by different methods than email. Yes, Moodle is really good for that, to make lesson more interactive and fun. Okay. Good. So let's go for the last question then. And so one challenge we feel that we will need help with. Okay, that's interesting. How to transform already existed learning materials into open educational resources. Yes, so that's really interesting because it will actually be the topic in our the next work package that we are developing here at HENALLUX. And this very interesting and important question will be explained and about in the next work package 4.1. So feel free to join and to check about the way to follow this training if you are interested about that one. Yes, time. Designing and planning relevant games to enable active learning, time limits. Yeah, time learner needs for specific activities, technology integration and using digital tools effectively. Yes, I do agree with you. This how to manage time and how to really being able to calculate the time it takes for students to actually do the different activities. The time also to design courses, the time that we educators need to design all of them. I can admit that I spend too much time during those training. And it would be really another training that we would need is like time management for us and for students too. Yes, the full versions of new tools, as I said before, unfortunately, to have full access to the new tools, you need to pay for that. And that's something that we try to avoid, of course. There is a possibility for those tools to access to have more way to use them, because sometimes when you pay, you have access to all the possibilities of the technology, but sometimes like in Padlet, for example, in the free version, you only have the possibility to create 3 free Padlets. But anytime you create a new account, then you have the possibility to have 3 more Padlets. So that's a way to have more possibilities. So how to deal with unexpected technical accessibility problem. Yes, this one, how to deal with unexpected technical accessibility problems. This is also something that we are going to talk about in the next work package for the PRODIGE project that will be held in end of November. It's the technical support in digital education with also open educational resources. Great. So that was the last question for the second part of this session. And if we continue and we are going to the last one, I would like you to this time to go on WooClub and to share the takeaways that you have learned from this training, and just you had one keyword or short phrase that you would like to share as your main takeaway for this training. And it will be added in a constellation. So you'll have us for the 2 previous activities, you have a QR code, a link, or an event code for WooClub. So this is your turn to add the words that would summarize your main takeaway in this training. Could be a positive one, could be a negative one if you like. And less is more, yes. Something else that I am just wondering right now is, I don't know if you had the chance to collaborate on the Moodle workshop, and if you felt that this digital teaching can help you, distance teaching can help you collaborate with your colleagues, and that you feel that collaboration it's important and useful for this kind of education. And so maybe that we can discuss that later. So it's interesting. Next generation teaching. I can see that it's also a bit complicated. Yes. And for some people, simplicity, maybe more simplicity. Okay, great. Thank you. So that was the last question that I wanted to ask you. And now I would like to see if anyone would like to add something, would like to speak about their experience, some comments, some suggestions. So I leave you the floor to talk about that. Before that, you see that this session is in the live session, but if you go to the PRODIGE classroom on Google, you will see that this final session is added on the classroom, and also you can go back to it. And you will be able also to add your thought on the Padlet, the Wallclap, or the Mentimeter, and also to go and check what was expressed today. Listen to you if you have some more thoughts that you would like to share. Zringa.
Good morning, everyone. I really liked the workshop activity in Moodle at the end because it was very useful to get feedback from the rest of partners on our courses. It's very refreshing to get your work looked at with fresh eyes, with a different perspective. So this was the most useful part for me personally.
Okay, good. Thank you. So you're actually talking about the workshop, right? At the final of the Moodle activity, GHELCKE. Great. So yes, in this workshop, I was at the end able to with the different workshop, different work that you uploaded, I was able to assign them to another group, and so everybody could revise them with the grids, the assessment grids that was actually created on Moodle directly. So you'll have access to all those peer assessments, which of course is interesting, could be interesting for students too. So if you are all fine with this, maybe Jean-Baptiste, we can maybe talk a little bit about this next training that is going to be held, because I could see that there are some pending questions about that would be assessed in this next meeting. So first of all, you can make sure that I will learn from this last training and try to make it less time consuming. I'm going to share with you a very quick presentation of what is going to be presented for this next seminar. Let me just take the presentation. So the next training session, it's about the technical support needed for digital education. So it will be divided into 3 parts. The first one will be about the foundation of high quality distance education. We are going to go through some videos, some text, some exercises to see what in which UNESCO goal digital education is integrated, and how distance education it's part of those goals that the UNESCO have set for 2000. I don't know. Maybe you can help me. It's like someone. No, 2030. So the goal number 4, it's about quality education. And then we are going to do some institutional readiness to check how each institution is ready to fit with those criteria of quality education. So that will be for the first part. The next one. So part 2, technical services for distance education. So this is actually the core of this next training. We are going to check on how you choose and what is an LMS and different LMS proposed with a comparison table. Then to go actually into the tools needed, how to create an audiovisual production, and the technical supports needed in digital education. It will also be an assessment on the different tools you can use into digital education on this technical support point of view. And the third part will be about open education, as you mentioned before, like Creative Commons, open education resources. Also, reflecting on sustainability of digital education and innovation on how as artificial intelligence influence digital education practices. So that will be for our next training that I hope that you could join. So again, if you have any questions or comments about this one.
One question, may I ask one question? So this meeting proposed just now, it will be like continuation of today's meeting. I mean, by methodological continuation, it will be like a subsequent of what we studied during this session.
You talk about the next training.
Yes, I'm asking about the upcoming next.
Yes,
session.
the upcoming. Actually, will not be a continuation because the topics and the themes are quite really different. But I can imagine that it could be interesting to some of you to have this view about all this technical support that we need. And we're talking about technical support. We are talking about quality education, assurance, and so I believe it's also really useful for educators and teachers, but it is not a continuation. It's really a different topic that we are going to.
I understand. It's different approach.
It's a different approach. It's a different subject. It's not about methodology, as Jean-Baptiste said. In here, it's more about an upper level. It's like more about the institution itself and not each teacher, professor on its own practices, but it's about more of an institution level point of view.
Institutional matter. It's about also the institution as a whole. Yeah. Okay.
But it's also the support, technical support teacher needs for their classes. What is needed to conduct digital education in a university as term as technical requirements.
Thank you.
Just very brief comment. On the Padlet, we have seen that there were a number of comments. We have worked with generally within one project, and that is really nice. I have to say it takes quite a lot of time to prepare even a short course, because that is not just preparing how to say the description, but at the same time this technical support. And then you have to know that this is really something that engages, and there could be quite a lot of supplementary material. But at the same time, if this is not part of your university life, this is always for the professor, some extra job to create all this and then to have it somewhere. And then maintenance also is kind of problematic, because all the time we do that is pre-version and you are never sure should that be kept or not. And with all those tools, we are right now really struggling to support ourselves with. I mean, the paid version, for instance, I pay for ChatGPT, for Zoom, for Genially. I mean, those number of tools. You have to decide what is your priority as the profession. I mean, as the as a professor personally, to really make that much effort and inputs financially and time-wise to really design those courses and then to use them.
Yeah. Yes, of course, that's really something that was your main the main concern of all of you when we see the Padlet comments, like the time management. It's time consuming, and of course, I guess I tried to show, and not all of them, but some for me, for most of interesting tools that you can use. But as you said, you have to make your choice because it's impossible to use all of them, and you have to prioritize. And I also agree with you that it's impossible to use all those tools and to pay for all of them, because this is not the goal of education, and it's impossible for us to pay for all those tools. But about what you said about in generally, for example, if you don't have the paid version, you don't have to worry about the fact that it will not be saved or managed, because this is something that is sure, is that you will never lose your work, and you will have all the changes will be automatically kept and saved. What is also interesting in Genially is that it all goes to open source also, and you can share your work, and you can also use all the works that have been published openly. This is why I guess that Genially it's like an option that is quite sustainable, in my opinion. And of course, it takes a lot of time to design it, but when you get to if you choose one tool in particular and you use it several times, you will see that very quickly it's easy to it becomes easier to draw your presentation and to use the interactivity and everything. But yeah, I do know, and I do work too much because for me it's kind of exciting, but it's something that should be taken into consideration, as you said. I do agree. Okay. So maybe if there is no one else who would like to add something, I would like to conclude by really thanking all of you for your work, your implication. It was really nice because I learned so many things looking at your presentations. On Genially, on Haute, I learned about Croatia, I learned about medicine, I learned a lot of stuff. So yes, I had a lot of fun designing this training, but also going through all of your work and your presentations. So thank you very much. Thank you for your emails, thank you for your support, because you supported me. And I really felt your implication. So it was a great experience for me. And so I hope we can keep in touch. So do not hesitate to send more messages and to contact us in any way you would like. So thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was really very
Bye-bye.
entertaining and important for all of us at home. Thank you, Valentine.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thanks to you.